La route est dure, la vie est morne, mon âme est sûre d'aucune borne. Que dois-je faire avec ma vie quand toute la terre est endurcie?
Did you forget I was calling?
No.
Liar.
Oh, honestly, I didn't. I just had a rather thick night of it last night.
Boozing at one of the nightclubs among the rich and the lost.
Precisely. Coffee?
I don't need it. What have you done to your hand?
Well, this, some accident. I was using a carving knife. My hand was trembling.
You've got to pull yourself together, man. You're falling to bits.
Yeah, perhaps you're right.
Well, soon you'll be no bloody use to anyone.
You think you could lick me into shape?
You'd have to be licked into shape. We've got no time for personal indulgence. Either you change or you'll be out. Right, are you joining the party? Look, Mathieu, I haven't got the time to waste. You have thought about it.
Yeah, I've thought about it.
Well, then.
He's waiting. I must give him an answer, yes or no. He's offering me the very best he knows of life.
Brunet?
Yes.
You're a born communist.
Born, I chose.
You found no difficulty in choosing.
Meaning that you have.
I realize that by becoming a communist, I should know how to act, how to believe, inject a meaning into life.
Right. Nothing can rob my life of meaning. Nothing. Whatever happens, my destiny is certain, secure.
Communism is the final religion. It would mean, for me, salvation, but...
But you refuse.
At the moment, I refuse, yeah. Perhaps later on...
Later on? Mathieu, if you're waiting for some inner inspiration, you'll wait a bloody long time. Do you think I was convinced when I joined the CP? A conviction has got to be created.
Yeah, I know. Kneel, have faith, and belief will be given unto you. Well, I need belief to start with.
Oh, naturally. You're all the same, you bloody intellectuals, aren't you? The world is falling apart around your ears, and you sit there calmly claiming your right to be convinced. Well, time is running out, my friend.
Did you mean it when you said we'd be at war in September?
I wouldn't have said it if I didn't mean it.
So the party is preparing?
We're all preparing. Deladier's preparing the Maginot Line. Chamberlain's preparing a revision of frontiers. And Hitler's preparing for war.
There's going to be a lot of deaths.
Comrades die cheerfully, knowing that their deaths are of value.
Yes, I agree with you. No one can be a man who hasn't discovered something he's prepared to die for.
Well, then.
I can't commit myself. I haven't sufficient reasons.
Oh,
I'm angry, like you, against the same people, against the same things. But I'm not angry enough. I can't help it. See, I could join the march, shove my fist in the air and sing the Internationale. But I'd be acting, I'd be playing a part. You understand me, Brunet?
Not really. But you don't have to justify yourself. No one is accusing you.
Thanks for the offer. The loss is mine.
That's that, then.
You're not going?
I'm sorry, Mathieu. I'm already late for my next appointment.
You must be furious with me.
No. You're not forced to think as I do.
That's not true. According to your creed, a man is forced to think as you do. But you think I'm a hopeless case, don't you?
Not hopeless, no. But I haven't got the time. The plain fact is, Mathieu, you're not as detached from your class as I thought you were.
Brunet?
Yes.
You used to be my best friend.
Why do you think I came?
You saw me looking washed out, you thought you could help.
If you'd accepted my offer, we could have worked together.
You think we no longer have anything in common? I mustn't keep you. Do come and see me again if you have time.
Agreed. And should you change your mind, let me know.
Agreed.
He was my best friend. Now we have nothing in common, nothing. He's free, that's why. I chase after freedom, but he has real freedom. He's in harmony with himself. He renounced his freedom, joined the party, only to find a greater freedom. Everything is more actual for him, more intense. Mine is a woolly, shuffling, bloody world. Out there, they're firing point blank at each other in the suburbs of Madrid. There are Jews being tortured in concentration camps. There are Chinese children lying buried in the ruins of Nanking. Brunet can reach across the earth. He can suffer and struggle with them. That's freedom. What do I feel? They're merely data abstractions. And yet I agonize to suffer with them. But it's no good telling myself I can when I can't, is it? If you lie to yourself, you know you're lying. That's your trouble. Oh, my tiny, tiny life. Look at the way I really join people in suffering. I've got Marcel pregnant. All I can do is think of ways of raising money for a decent abortion so that the problem is clinically obliterated. And look at this, then. A stupid girl stabs her hand out of exhibitionism, and you do the same, hoping she'll invite you to bed. That's how far you join people in suffering. You're a decadent washout, and you know it. Oh, God, I'm supposed to see her at 10. Yeah, that's your level of commitment as well, keeping appointments with a crazy girl student. And you mustn't let her down. Oh, let down Brunet by all means, but not her. You're a thoroughly useless intellectual mess, aren't you?
Rich? You sleep?
Hardly.
How are you keeping, monsieur?
So. We'll have some tea and a couple of apples.
Monsieur?
You look a bit depressed. The exams?
The results are out at 2 o'clock.
4 hours to go.
4 hours, yes. Do you think I could get a job in a shop behind a counter?
Not you, Avich, it'd kill you.
What about a job as a mannequin?
Well, you're not really the right shape, but we can try.
When I do anything not to go back home, I'd wash dishes. I'd do anything.
Well, the results aren't out yet. Look, say you failed. It's not the end. You go back home for a couple of months, I'll look around, find you something interesting.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Monsieur. Thank you. You didn't put your hair up.
You can see I didn't.
Last night you promised me...
Oh, all right, so what? People make promises, don't they?
Yeah, she's right. People make promises. I promised Marcel I'll get 4,000 francs for the abortion. That's what I should be doing now, raising the money. Oh, God, my life's in an absolute bloody shambles.
There's Boris.
Did you tell him to come?
Certainly not. What's the matter with him?
Hello, Boris.
What's the matter? You look like Frankenstein.
Lola's dead.
What?
Lola's dead.
Killed herself.
Yes, sit down.
Tell me, has she killed herself? She's killed herself, hasn't she?
You insensitive bitch.
And for monsieur?
Brandy, quick. My friend's in a hurry.
Oh, God, it's a mess.
Poor Boris, poor little Boris.
I'm glad I found you.
What happened? Tell me.
Well, she'd been drugging herself all night. We had a row. Then before she went to bed, she must have taken a really big dose. This morning, she was lying there, stiff, with her eyes open. Her eyes.
Boris.
Monsieur.
Drink this.
Well, I picked up my clothes and got dressed. I thought it best not to be found there. Oh, nobody saw me leave. I came here.
Are you grieved about it? Look at me. Are you grieved?
Well, it's all so repulsive. I'd like another brandy.
In a hurry again, monsieur.
Just bring in. Is she all alone, man?
Well, I should think she'll be found about 12. The maid usually wakes her about then. Christ.
What is it?
My letters.
What?
My letters, I've left them there.
Letters to her?
Yes.
What of it?
Well, they'll know she died of drugs.
You mentioned drugs in the letters.
Well, yes.
Did you take drugs yourself?
Well, I have done once or twice, yes, just for curiosity, that's all.
I see.
Monsieur.
Well?
Well, I mentioned the chap that I got them
In a
from.
letter, you're mad.
Yes, I know it's stupid.
Say the maid comes at 12.
Yes.
10:30. You've got time to go back quietly and fetch them?
No, I can't go back.
Can't? You mean you don't feel up to it?
No, I can't.
Where are the letters?
They're in a small black trunk under the window. There's a whole pile of letters, and then mine are tied with a yellow ribbon. You'll also find some money and small notes.
Small notes?
Yes.
The lad's not stupid.
The trunk, is it locked?
The keys in Lola's bag on the bedside table. There's a whole bunch of keys, and then a small flat one by itself. That's it.
What's the room number?
It's 21. Third floor, second door on the left.
The key of the room?
It's in the door. Where she left it last night, I thought it best not to touch it.
All right, I'll go.
Oh, Mattia, if anyone should stop you, tell them you've come to see Bolivar. You know the Negro from the Kamchatka Club? Well, he's on the same floor. Mattia, you're a good chap.
You both wait for me here?
Yes, we'll wait.
If only they could display some spark of grief.
I'll be straight back.
Wait. Suppose there's somebody inside.
Lola? Lola?
Here they are. £1,000 notes. I've got the money. We're all right now. We're all right. It's no good. You've too delicate a conscience to steal, too scrupulous. Oh, yes, you can stick a dagger through your hand to impress your dark, fateful personality upon young ladies, but not take money that nobody needs except a woman you got pregnant. All right, then. If you can't steal the money, you'll marry her. That's all you're good for. Marry her! Oh! No. No. God, that little fool.
It's Mattia.
What time is it?
11:15.
I've got a headache. Where's Boris? What are you doing here?
You've been ill. You were stiff, your eyes open. Boris tried to wake you. He couldn't. He got frightened.
He thought I was dead. That's it, isn't it? He thought I was dead.
He was frightened.
I look like a corpse. I feel like one, too.
You feel ill?
It'll pass.
Would you like me to get you anything? Can I fetch you a doctor?
No. Relax. So, Boris sent you.
Yes. Yes, he was beside himself.
Was he downstairs?
No. I was at the De Magot. He came looking for me. I jumped in a taxi before
Thanks
he
for
could...
your concern. Our little angel got the wind up. Took one look at me and fled.
Oh, Lola.
Don't make excuses for him. I know him. Tell him not to be upset. I get these attacks sometimes. He knows about them. It's my heart. It goes a bit wonky. Tell him I want him here. I'll be here all day till I go to work, waiting for him.
I'll tell him. Bye, Lola.
Mathieu,
Yes?
promise me you'll make him come. I can't bear the thought he thinks I'm dead.
I'll send him to you.
It wasn't too difficult then?
Not difficult at all. Except for one thing, Lola isn't dead.
What do you mean she isn't dead?
Good God, he's become accustomed to it.
What was wrong with her?
A coma?
But how did you get the letters?
I took them while she was still unconscious.
Well,
She says it happens quite often when she's been taking the stuff. She says you know all about it.
She must have been amazed to see you in her room.
Not really, no. I told her Boris had taken fright and come running to me for help. You better remember that when you see her. Do you think you'll have any difficulty getting the letters back? Without her knowing?
I can't bear it. I keep seeing her as dead.
She wants you to go and see her at once.
Really, I could have sworn she was dead.
Well, she isn't. I'll take a taxi, go and see her. Don't you understand? The woman's in distress.
No. I shan't go. She revolts me.
Why? Because you thought she was dead? Now, look here, Boris, this is becoming ridiculous. You made a mistake, or else...
I think Boris is right. I, in his place, would do just the same.
Don't you understand? This really will be the end of it.
If he goes back to her, it will be simply out of pity. You can't ask him to do it. It would be repugnant, even to her.
See her first, then decide what your reactions are.
There are things that you just don't grasp.
For me, she is dead.
That's stupid.
Look, Mathieu, I didn't want to spell it out, but if I have to see her again, I shall have to touch her, and that's what I can't do.
Yeah, well, that reaction will soon disappear. Now, you promise me. You go and see her tomorrow or the day after.
Yes. Yes, perhaps you're right. I will. I'll see her tomorrow.
I'll phone her. What's her number?
Trudaine 0035.
When the results come out at 2 o'clock, would you like me to go and look at them for you?
No, thanks. Boris will go.
When shall I see you again?
I don't know.
Well, let me know if you've passed as soon as possible, won't you?
Yes.
Don't forget. Bye.
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 They're afraid of death. They might be young and fresh, but there's something sinister about their little souls because they're afraid of death, of illness, of old age. They cling desperately to their youth like a dying man to life.
You get me Trudaine 0035.
Both lines are engaged. Will you wait?
Yes.
I'm putting you through now, sir.
How many times have I seen Yvitch make up her face at a mirror? She shudders at the thought of wrinkles. They brood on their youth as if they were going to die in 2 or 3 years. Perhaps the only way of preserving one's youth is to forget it. It's not so much fear of age that makes me fool about with those young people upstairs. It's to escape being what I really am. I do it in other ways. I write in left-wing reviews. But the fact is, I'm a bourgeois. This morning proves that I couldn't take the money because of middle-class taboos. I don't face up to myself until a man faces up to himself. Freedom is a mere running away. A myth.
Your number, sir, first box.
Thank you.
Trudaine 0035.
Who is it?
Is that the maid?
It is.
This is Mathieu Delarue. Could I speak to Madame Montero?
Madame is not feeling very well at the moment. Can I take a message for her?
Oh, yes. Please, don't disturb her. I'm speaking on behalf of Monsieur Boris.
Monsieur Boris, yes?
Would you tell Madame that Boris can't come?
He can't come. I see.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, monsieur.
Danielle's coming to see me at 12. What the hell does he want? He won't lend me the money, that's sure. Money. Just time to see Sarah. Ask her if the doctor will give me credit.
Very haughty, I must say. He's got it in for me, you know. He thinks I'm not moral.
Who cares about morality?
Oh, he does. I wonder if he took the money.
You haven't got it.
No, but I'll have it at the end of the month when I get paid.
But he'll have left for America.
All right, I'll send the money on to America.
Well, I can ask him. It won't be easy.
But you'll ask him.
He's pretty tight-fisted. Besides, he's going through a phase of hyper-Zionism at the moment. He detests everybody who's not Jewish.
But you'll try.
I'll try.
Thank you.
What's wrong with your hand?
What? Oh, sneeze. Accident. I saw Brunet this morning.
Oh?
He wanted me to join the party. I turned him down. Oh, when you see him next, tell him I hope it won't destroy our friendship.
He won't do that. He wants to help you, the same as all of us.
Yes.
Do sit down.
No, Sarah, I'm sorry. I have to be off. Danielle's calling on me at 12.
Just sit down for a moment.
Well,
Why go on with this business of abortion? Why not have the child?
marry Marcel.
Why not?
Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah, I can talk to you in a way I can't talk to anyone else. When I say I want to remain free, it's not because I want to be a gay bachelor. I don't think I could be a gay anything. It's not in me. Freedom, for me, is my own secret garden. It's a little scheme I have with myself as the sole accomplice. As a child, I decided to hoard freedom as other children hoard postage stamps. In fact, I think I know when it started. I was 7 years old.
7?
I was staying with my Uncle Jules, the dentist. It was a hot summer afternoon. I was in the waiting room, and I was playing at being dead and closing my eyes and trying to empty my head of thoughts. It's a common game with children once they start fearing death.
Yes, Pablo still does it.
Yeah, that's it. On the table, there were some tattered magazines, and in the center there was this large Chinese vase. Had handles on it like parrot's claws. Uncle Jules had told me it was 3,000 years old.
Oh.
I believed him. I remember studying it, afraid of something that old. Its very impassivity worried me. I turned my back on it. I wandered over to a mirror and I pulled faces at myself. You know,
stretched my mouth with my fingers and pushed up my nostrils all the ugly faces possible in an attempt to forget that vase. But I couldn't. Suddenly I turned round, I went back to the table. I picked up the vase. It was very heavy. And I smashed it on the floor.
You did that?
Yes, I did that. At that moment, Sarah, I felt so proud. Freed from the world, freed from history, without origins, without roots, only me. I could feel my own stubborn authenticity bursting from time and circumstance. That was my first taste of freedom. The savour of it still haunts me.
Those were the feelings of a child.
All right. Here's another occasion. I was 21. I was in my room reading Spinoza. It was Mardi Gras. All my fellow students were outside in fancy dress, on cards, having a high old time. And the laughter of girls and music flooded my room. But I still went on studying. That shows you what a dull dog I am. When the screams and the frenzy were at their height, I gave myself a spiritual exercise. And I sound silly, I know, but I repeated to myself 100 times, I am my own destiny. I am my own salvation. I made a bet with myself that no one would show me the way of living or dying, only me. That's why I can no more go in for marriage, Sarah, than I can think of joining Brunei's Communist Party.
Mathieu.
What?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, say it, please.
What I was going to say will be hard.
Let it be.
You're not free, Mathieu. In order to have a fairly comfortable life, you've already sacrificed your freedom.
You think so?
I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, you've got to go on. Hurt me. Hurt me, that's what I ask of you.
All right, but just remember that I'm a Jewess and I'm a woman.
You just say what's on your mind.
Well, a long time ago, you decided to become a teacher of philosophy. You receive for it a regular monthly salary.
Well?
It's a secure, bourgeois life. But all the same, you've put no money by. Well, my people on the whole do not have your level of security, but nonetheless they save. They save for the future and for the children. You want to be both bohemian and bourgeois. You want everything both ways, Mathieu.
You think I'm all stirred up about freedom because I've got Marcel pregnant and I'm in all this long-winded mental torment simply because I can't raise the money for an abortion?
You asked me to hurt you.
Yeah. I appreciate what you're doing. Do you mind if I'm equally harsh and talk about your husband?
Please do.
Well, one day, he left all these paintings and he said, I'll paint no more. And without even telling you, he went off to fight in Spain.
Agreed.
Well, I can't act as spontaneously as that. You call it a flaw in me, if you like. I must have reasons for my actions. I've got into the job I'm doing. I've become a potential father simply because I haven't had sufficient reasons to do otherwise. You give me reasons I can believe in and I'll marry Marcel. Or kill Franco, or just go on being an agonized schoolteacher. You give me reasons and let me decide, not others. Well?
I'll do all I can to procure the abortion for you.
You give me up.
That's what you want, isn't it?
I've got 400 francs to finish the week. We'll share it.
No, thanks. It's nice of you to offer, though. I've got some sherry.
Fine.
I had Brunet come to see me this morning.
Indeed.
I think it's all over between us this time.
You quarrelled?
Oh, worse than that.
Oh.
Oh, come off it. You don't give a damn about Brunet.
Well, I respect him, of course. But if it was left to me, I'd have him stuffed and exhibited in the History Museum, 20th century section. Your health. Sherry is excellent.
Good.
One seldom comes across a decent sherry nowadays. This war in Spain, you know.
Yes.
Look, Mathieu, I've got a bit of a confession to make to you.
Oh?
I'm not quite sure how you're going to take it. I should be deeply distressed if anything were to upset our friendship.
What is it?
Well, guess whom I saw yesterday evening?
Whom you saw? How should I know?
Marcel Dufay.
Marcel, did you indeed? You're lucky to come across her. She doesn't go out all that often.
I saw her at her home. We see each other now and then.
See each other? Where?
I've just told you, at her home.
You call on her?
Well, I've always had a deep regard for Marcel. I admire her courage and her generosity. One day, I was at a bit of a loose end, and I happened to be passing her way. I had a sudden impulse to ring her bell. She received me, kindly. Since then, we've gone on seeing each other. Our only misdemeanor is in not telling you about it.
Danielle visiting Marcel doesn't make sense. They've nothing in common.
You're joking with me.
Joking? Mathieu, grant me this. I have never joked, nor made any kind of light remark concerning your special relationship with Marcel. It is too precious for that.
I dare say, but you're joking with me.
Well, very well, we'll say no more about it.
No, go on. I always thought you'd make a good actor.
Well, you're not making it too easy for me. I'd rather you relied on my word. But, since you want proof...
Look at the money he's got, the bastard.
Look.
As you aren't free tomorrow, can you make Saturday? Mamma says she's going to scold you seriously about the chocolates. Come soon, my dear Archangel. We await your visitation with impatience. Marcel.
So it's true?
Yes. I was rather afraid you might be angry.
That's true. I should be angry, shouldn't I? Perhaps I shall be. At the moment, I feel just stunned. Do you see her often?
About twice a month.
What on earth do you find to talk about?
Well, perhaps you'd like to propose some topics of conversation.
Oh, no, don't lose your temper. It's just a bit unexpected. Seems rather amusing. Who decided not to tell me about it, you or Marcel?
I did. I thought that if you knew about our relationship, you might be rather patronizing.
You asked her to keep it secret?
Yes.
And she agreed?
Well, she didn't refuse. You see, she rather likes to think that I am a man of mystery. At first, she called me Lohengrin. Latterly, as you observe, her choice has been the Archangel.
Yes.
He's making fun of her. I feel ashamed for her sake.
We used to tell each other everything.
You imagined you did. Can people tell each other everything? Marcel is a little more complicated than you believed.
Why did she do it?
I've just told you, because I asked her to.
No, there's more to it.
Well, I imagine that living within your orbit can be rather harsh and dazzling. Perhaps she wanted a little secret refuge somewhere.
She found me too demanding.
Well, she hasn't exactly put it into words, but that is what I gather. She didn't tell you about my visits because she thought that you would start analyzing her motives, dissecting her emotions, and then handing my friendship with her back to her, only in small pieces. Some friendships need to be kept to the half-light, you know. They defy definition.
She's told you that?
Now, what she has said is this. What I like about you, Danielle, is that I don't in the least know where I'm going. With Mathieu, I always know.
With Mathieu, I always know. Yvitch says the same. With you, one never has to fear the unexpected.
Look, if these were her feelings, why has she never told me about it?
Well, she says it's because you have never asked her.
But why are you telling me? Surely it would have been more natural for Marcel to mention it first.
Well, I may be mistaken, but I thought by my coming to see you that I'd be acting in the best interests of you both.
There's something behind all this. Look out. Here it comes.
I'm going to tell you the truth. Marcel doesn't know that I've come to see you. In fact, only last night she couldn't make up her mind whether to tell you herself or not.
Tell me what?
We'll be coming to that. But first, I want you to assure me that anything that we discuss here, you'll not report it to Marcel.
Gods! How satanic can you get? Last night, you were conspiring with Marcel against me, and now you're asking me to enter a conspiracy against Marcel. Oh, you are right, dab hand of treachery, aren't
Now,
you?
just listen. You'll find nothing treacherous. I've come here out of a genuine feeling of anxiety for the pair of you. It seems that you and Marcel are involved in a serious misunderstanding. Naturally, Marcel is too proud to mention it to you herself. It's to do with your predicament.
You told her you knew.
Certainly not. It was she who mentioned it first.
She did.
The world's a bloody comedy.
Well?
Look, something has broken down in your relationship, hasn't it?
What makes you say that?
It's the way that Marcel puts things to me.
You mean she's angry because I made her pregnant?
You know, it isn't quite that. No, there's something that she said to me. He's the one who always decides. He's always made up his mind. He never gives me time to make up mine. I won't guarantee the exact words.
You're talking about this pregnancy, right?
Yes.
Well then, we always knew there might be an accident. And so, we thrashed it out and decided in full agreement exactly what we should do.
How long ago did you thrash it out?
Oh, I don't know. 2 or 3 years ago, perhaps?
Well, don't you think that in 2 or 3 years she might have changed her mind?
Refill?
No, thank you.
She's afraid of the operation, is that it?
Oh, I don't know.
You think she wants me to marry her?
I think you've got to go and talk to her. Tonight. But I do beg of you not to mention me. Just say that you had an attack of scruples. It does happen to you, you know. I think she'll come out with a great deal. The poor woman wants to unburden herself to you. But only to you.
Very well, I'll try and make her talk.
Well, don't say you haven't been warned.
Thanks.
You're not angry with me?
No, not at all. A hint to the wise is as good as a kick in the crotch.
Don't bother to see me out.
Bye, Daniel.
Kawatcha, dear friend.
It's going to end badly. Abortion or marriage, the end is going to be grim. Not just my life, everything. There's a smell of disaster about it all. 20 years of peace and we're rotting, dying. Brunet says there'll be war in September. It'll come. You can feel it in the air. I'm an idiot. I try to make my own personal, rational choices while chaos is ready to overwhelm us all. This is how it all ends, I suppose.
I'll stick.
I hate you. Damn.
Last game, your throw.
Three aces. Stick.
Two pairs. You've won.
Good.
Another game?
No. I was playing to see if I should pass.
Well, you passed then.
Not me. Feel my hand. I'm sweating. I'm sweating all over.
How about that one?
I'm sick of this bandage. Makes me look like a war casualty.
I can't go back to the hotel. Lola will come looking for me.
Go and stay at Claude's place. Why don't you?
I will.
You ought to write to her.
Why?
It's the proper thing to do.
So what can I write?
Don't you want to break with her?
I don't know.
You don't know?
What about you? Would you like her?
Me?
1:30. Time for me to go.
No, don't go. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anything about it.
But you might have passed.
No, I haven't. I shall catch a train this evening, go back home.
Don't be stupid. You know Father will want to know the results in detail.
Yes. All right. Go and find out. Only come back straight away and I'll stay here.
Why don't you come part of the way?
No,
you can wait in a cafe.
I'll stay here.
But suppose it rains?
Oh, Maurice, please don't torment me. I'll be here. I haven't got the strength to move.
You've seen him?
The news is good. Excellent. Do you know, Marcel, we've never really appreciated Mathieu.
Oh?
He pulled me up right at the start. He said he knew perfectly well that something had gone wrong between you. He's been on his mind.
You told him that we'd been seeing each other?
Well, wasn't that what we'd agreed?
You told him...
Of course.
How did he take it?
Very well indeed. At first, he couldn't believe it, but...
I expect he said Marcel tells me everything.
Yes, he did. In so many words, that is what he said.
Oh, Daniel, I feel so guilty about it
Oh,
all.
so does he. Guilty. Tormented with remorse.
Yes?
Oh, I wish you could have heard him. Poor dear Marcel, he kept saying. I'm deeply to blame. I loathe myself. I want to make it up to her. Do you think there's still time?
He said that?
His eyes were quite red. How that man loves you.
Oh, Daniel.
He's coming here this evening. I want to clear everything up, he said. Make a fresh start with her.
Oh, Daniel, how can I ever thank you?
Oh, I need no thanks. You were my friends. Now, he's in your hands, Marcel. He'll do everything you wish. You play your cards well tonight, won't you?
Les mains s'étendent de tous côtés, les chiens sont lourdes, puis-je les ôter? Un seul pas contre la tyrannie, une raison d'être dans toute ma vie. La route est dure, mais je suis forte, mon âme est sûre, la peur est morte, je sais quoi faire avec la vie, quand toute la terre sera